Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the DC Collectibles Batman Arkham Knight Catwoman. And you can get this figure from Big Bad Toy Store. There will be a link in the description below. And just some food for thought if you want to see this thing compared to the Arkham City figure. I might be getting that for myself, so I'll go ahead and compare those two Catwoman figures. But my brother has that figure anyway, so I might go ahead and just compare them for you anyway if you want to see a review of that. So coming around to the back of the box, we can see some of the other figures from the line. I've already done a review for Robin, so go ahead and check that out on my channel. And I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to get this Nightwing. So let's go ahead and get this thing open and take a closer look. And here's the figure out of the packaging. So she comes with a whip and she's going to need some hands to hold that whip. So you get a pair of open gripping hands that you can use for both sides. You can see some really nice detail in there. A word of caution, these hands are actually quite hard to interchange, or at least they are on my figure. And also the tips, like the claws, they're actually pretty sharp. So especially on this one where you've got to push where the claws are, just be careful because they kind of hurt sometimes when you're actually interchanging these things. You don't want to get all scratched up or anything, but you get a pair of hands to hold the whip, which is nice because it means you can hold the whip in either hand. It doesn't have to just be in one side. You get a pair of these open hands. You can see they're molded slightly differently, for mine at least. The fingers are a tiny bit different on this one. They're a bit more open. Nice. I do love some style hands. And then you also get a pair of fists there as well. So you get a really, really nice plethora of hands to go ahead and display with this figure. You also get a closed whip as well as the open one. So this is a hard, rigid plastic, and you still get a pretty good amount of detail within that. And it goes ahead and clips onto the waist, or should I say the hip right there. And so with it there, you can make it look like she has the whip holstered. It looks really good, doesn't interfere with any articulation whatsoever, and that is very nice. And then obviously you have the whip itself, which as you can see is pretty good size. It's actually longer than the figure is tall, so that's really cool, and completely bendable. Now it doesn't have like a bendy wire in there, so it doesn't you know, stay to the way that you move it, but it's big enough to go ahead and, you know, wrap around her or wrap around some other figures and stuff. So if you go ahead and get it wrapped around another figure and then maybe have this like stick it into a joint or stick it into another figure's hand, I'm pretty sure you can make it look like she's actually, you know, holding them with the whip. So you can get some really, really nice poses with this. As you can see, it's really nice and flexible. So if you were going to play with this figure for whatever reason, then it's a decent whip. And then onto the figure itself, you can actually see that she comes with the little control collar on there that she has fitted as part of one of the storylines in the game. And it's part of the Riddler storyline. Now, if the head is just on a ball joint, which I believe it is in there, you should be able to go ahead and pop this off and remove that if you do not want it there, because it does actually move around, as you can see. The head's tight on mine. I haven't been able to get mine off, so I might heat it up and see. But I do believe that you should be able to remove that if you so wish. So I really do like the design of this figure. I think they got this skin tone looking really good. I love how you've got a matte and gloss finishes throughout the whole costume. It really, really does divide and separate some of these different areas, making them look like different materials and stuff. And I think that they just did an absolutely fantastic job with the paint. Now, the eyes, I think, could have probably been painted a little bit better. I really do like the green that they used and everything. It's just the makeup around the eyes looks a bit dodgy. I'm liking the look on the goggles. The hair paint is really cool, how they've got some kind of like a purple in there, I think, as well. So that looks really nice. A bit closer here, you can see the design on these claws. You can see the silver that they've used and everything, and on the knuckles, looking really cool. Coming down to the bottom, she can be a little harder to stand at times. She is in heels, and they are pretty thin as well. Really awesome detail down there on those boots with all the laces and everything. Just overall, an absolutely awesome looking figure. So as for the articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so you can pivot left and right, look left and right, and look up and down a little bit too. Shoulders can come out to the side, rotate all the way around. You got the hinge and swivel there at the elbow, hinge and swivel at the wrists, ball jointed torso so she can look left and right, crunch forward and back, and pivot side to side. Hips are a little on the limited side, only really moving out that far, moving forward and back a little bit. It's not all that great. Rotation of the upper part of the thighs, double jointed knees, which you can't really utilize that much with how small the hip articulation is, but still they're on ball joints, and if you kind of force it, you'll get more, but I don't really want to break it. And then down here at the feet, they have a hinge that moves forward and back, and we have an ankle pivot there as well. Now I just want to mention there are also no peg holes with the figure, so if you think, oh well, it's okay, you know, I'll go ahead and put her on a stand because of those heels, well, you kind of can't. So unless you have a stand like an SH Figuarts stand that's going to have like a cradle that can hold onto her, she doesn't have a peg hole on the back either, so you're pretty limited in your ways of holding this figure up on your display. You can always just rest it up against the side of a display or rest it up against other figures or something, especially if you do have this thing wrapped around some other stuff. If you're having trouble standing her, in general, she should be fine. So that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, and if you want to go ahead and check out other stuff from my collection, go ahead and check out my Instagram and Twitter. It's Homerino123. The links are in the description below. If you want to see other content from my channel, there's some videos on the screen right now, and go ahead and subscribe for more DC Collectibles reviews. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.